not a person of interest any longer. In fact, you broke that story that he is now going to be deported by the United States government.
Last night I reported that he was going to be deported on national security grounds. And now I just found out 5 minutes ago, after DHS and Janet Napolitano today adamantly knocked the story down, saying no deportation. I just read the document from the DHS source saying this person, Al-Harbi, his visa was revoked. I broke it last night not to deport him because it was all going to be done in hush. That document is going to be released in the next hour. I can't tell you where, but hopefully during the press conference by the Attorney General in Boston.
All right, so let me get this straight. So you broke it and you ruined their little party. You announced it, and now Homeland Security is saying they will not do it. Yet his visa was revoked.
It's a great question. I don't know because the document's going to come out. And either he's
no, I understand. I understand you don't know, but what would that mean? Violated national security?
I don't know what that means
okay.
legally in terms of. I know that means that he's obviously subject to deportation. His visa was revoked. However, I don't know what type of national security violation he committed. I don't know whether he was connected to the Boston bombing. I can't say that. Maybe it was something else.
Right.
I'm only reporting what the source says, and the document totally undercuts what Napolitano testified today under oath.
Really, and if he were, I mean, and you may not be able to answer this either, and it's no reflection on you. You're not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. But is it usual for someone who has his visa revoked for violating national security as a foreign national that they are deported instead of prosecuted, or does it depend on what they did? Is it a judgment call?
Sometimes the judgment call also depends if they have diplomatic immunity, but also most likely depends on their political connections, and that's what it seems to be happening here. Remember, as Hannity reported last night, the president met in an unscheduled meeting, not on his calendar, last night.
Violating national security as a foreign national that they are deported instead of prosecuted, or does it depend on what they did? Is it a judgment call?
Sometimes the judgment call also depends if they have diplomatic immunity, but also most likely depends on their political connections, and that's what it seems to be happening here. Remember, as Hannity reported last night, the president met in an unscheduled meeting, not on his calendar, last night with the Saudi foreign minister. Very unusual.
Yeah, we brought that up earlier in the show, absolutely. So you kind of put two and two together. All right, so aside from this guy who we don't know, maybe they'll say he's still a person. Although if it turns out that he did something involving the marathon or is suspected, and it turns out they were going to deport him. Boy, they'll be held
to pay for that.
Wow! But we don't know that, and we're not saying that. What do you know about anything about this Salah Barhoun, 17, who was ABC News? This guy said he went to the police today, told ABC News he told them I didn't do it. I was just there to watch the race.
No, I don't know anything about that.
Anything else? Any other leads that you hear
no,
about or anything?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Today I've been working because, I went last night live on this after I spoke to my source 10 times to be 100% sure.
Yeah.
Then this morning I'm getting calls left and right saying DHS is denying it, nobody's being deported, and Napolitano denied it. So I was put in the hot seat. So I went back to my source. I said, I need the document. He finally got it.
Be clear again. The document says that this man's visa has been revoked.
Was revoked on April 16th for national security, violating U.S. national security.
And that he was going to be, and that he was scheduled to be.
When Louis Gohmert had asked her a question, and Duncan Hunter, I think his name is, asked a question about deportation. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. No deportation in connection up in Boston. Am I aware of nothing? Anything that you're suggesting is total bullshit. She said she didn't use those words. And then DHS and ICE in Boston said no deportation. So I then must be wrong. I've known him for 20 years. He's never lied to me in that. And he's also a high-ranking DHS official. So he went back to I can't say where.
Right.
Got the document finally, which shows that definitely this document was prepared just 2 days ago.
When you get this document, I mean,
I don't know if I'll get it. It's going to be released through a congressman, the chairman of the Homeland Security right now.
Okay, all right. Listen, Steve, go get some rest. You're the best. Thank you for coming on, sir.